Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification button so you don't miss a thing. Also, come follow us on social media at Disney Food Blog. Hey everybody, it's AJ from Disney Food Blog. Today we have a fun video. We are gonna head over to Disney World to ride through some rides and look at some Easter eggs in some of these attractions. They are everywhere in Disney World. You know, the Imagineers have planted tons of Easter eggs, and if you don't know what Easter eggs are, they're little special additions that you can sort of seek out and find little hidden surprises in the rides. So let's head over to Disney World and get started finding some of those Easter eggs. First up, we're gonna head over to Haunted Mansion. There are a ton of Easter eggs throughout the Haunted Mansion and the outside queue area and when you come out of the Haunted Mansion as well. One that I absolutely love that I think is so cool is when you are in the queue going into the Haunted Mansion, right before you actually walk inside the doors, there is a tombstone over to your left, and that is Madame Leota's tombstone. If you watch her for a little while, she may do something surprising. She actually opens her eyes. She only opens her eyes for a second, and you can miss it if you're not there at exactly the right time. So you've got to stay there, keep your eyes on her, and make sure you see her do that. It's really neat. Next up, we've talked about this in the channel before, but it's very cool. There's a hidden Donald. Everybody knows about hidden Mickeys, but there's a hidden Donald in the Haunted Mansion. You can find him on this armchair. There's a couple of other armchairs throughout that have the hidden Donalds as well. So you can see him pretty clearly right here. That is definitely a hidden Donald. So as you're riding through the Haunted Mansion, you are going to see 3 plates arranged to look like a classic hidden Mickey on the dining room table in the ballroom scene. And a lot of people think that the Imagineers set it up that way, but actually, according to the Keys to the Kingdom tour in the Magic Kingdom, the Imagineers did not set it up this way, and it's the cast members that actually make this hidden Mickey. And if they do move the plates, then the cast members go in and actually move them back into the hidden Mickey, which is really, really fun. And finally, as you're coming out of the Haunted Mansion, you're going to pass the Pet Cemetery. A lot of people miss this. They walk right by heading to their next attraction, but you will see a tribute to Mr. Toad, which of course, if you went to Disney World when it first opened, you maybe rode Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, or if you're a Disneyland devotee, they of course still do have Mr. Toad's Wild Ride over there in Fantasyland and Disneyland. But Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was closed in Walt Disney World several years ago and turned into the Winnie the Pooh ride. So there is a tribute to Mr. Toad here in the Pet Cemetery. Speaking of Mr. Toad, let's head over to that Winnie the Pooh ride. There is another Easter egg hidden in there, paying tribute to Mr. Toad and the knowledge that that ride was a nostalgic favorite for so many of us. There is a photograph on the wall in the Winnie the Pooh ride where Mr. Toad is handing the deed to the ride to Owl, who of course is a character from Winnie the Pooh. So that's a fun one that a lot of people don't even know what that is or what it means, but hidden by the Imagineers, now you know. The Jungle Cruise is another ride that has some great Easter eggs. One of our favorites is that the airplane, you remember the joke in the Jungle Cruise? There's several jokes actually pertaining to this airplane, but there's half of an airplane here in the middle of the Jungle Cruise. That is an actual real airplane, and the other half of it was used in the Casablanca scene in the Great Movie Ride, the dearly departed Great Movie Ride. That airplane was put to good use in 2 halves in 2 different Disney World attractions. Now heading over to the Pirates of the Caribbean, lots of cool Easter eggs in here as well, but one of our favorites is that in the queue line, there are of course 2 pirates playing chess, and they are of course skeletons at this point. And the Easter egg here is that the pieces on the board were originally supposed to be arranged as a stalemate, so that those 2 pirates just had to sit there. Nobody got to win because it was a stalemate. Now what we're hearing from cast members is that those pieces get moved around quite a bit, so they're not sort of glued down in the stalemate, but that was originally what the Imagineers intended. So if you see that chessboard, be sure to take a look. Another fun find is over in Epcot's Norway, and that is in the Frozen Ever After attraction. So if you can ever get a fast pass for this one, be sure to ride. And if you're a fan of the former attraction here, Maelstrom, you will see the puffins from Maelstrom, which I know, iconic, right? Not really. But you will see the puffins from Maelstrom right after you drop from the snow monster. They're over to your right across from the big castle in Elsa and the fireworks. Next up, we're gonna head over to Hollywood Studios to Rock and Roller Coaster. This one's fun. Each car, which are of course the roller coaster cars, has a different license plate. And if you look at the license plate, you'll see a hidden Mickey and the Imagineers' birthdays, the Imagineers that worked on the ride, their birthdays in the numbers. Another fun one in Hollywood Studios, this is over at Slinky Dog Dash, the brand new roller coaster over there in Toy Story Land. If you walk through the entrance to Slinky Dog Dash and you turn around, you will see Buster's name tag. Buster, of course, is Andy's dog. His name tag there that goes on his little collar is actually the standby entrance time. So you can see if you flip that sign around, it's actually the standby entrance time to Slinky Dog Dash. And another one that I love is the Al's Toy Barn sticker on the box that is, Rex's box that he comes in. And what you'll see on that sticker is, of course, the price, which is $19.95. And then you'll also see the numbers 11 and 22 in the top corners. And that is the date, November 22nd, 1995, when Toy Story was released into theaters. So that's a fun little extra that your friends and family might not know about when you're walking through the queue line, so you can show them that. Over at Tower of Terror, there are, of course, plenty, this is still in Hollywood Studios, of Easter eggs. This is probably one of the attractions that has the most Easter eggs of any of them. Here you can see the broken glasses from the Time Enough at Last episode. You can see the signature of Cadwallader, who of course is that satanic character, on the inspection paper by the elevator, and the inspection certificate number is 10259, which celebrates the date that the first Twilight Zone episode aired. You'll see the slot machine from the episode The Fever, and several other very, very cool reminders of Twilight Zone episodes. So if you look around, if you're a huge Twilight Zone fan, you will definitely find some cool Easter eggs around the Twilight Zone. Another one of our favorites, since we're Disney Food Blog, is that there's a restaurant. You may not have noticed this in the Tower of Terror. It is now closed, of course. But if you, on your way out of the Tower of Terror, you'll see the Sunset Room restaurant, and it does have a menu. That menu is dated October 31st, 1939, which is the date that the hotel is said to have closed due to the lightning strike. All right, headed over back to Magic Kingdom. We're gonna go to the Journey of the Little Mermaid under the sea. And in this one, this is pretty cool. If you guys remember, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea used to be an attraction, a ride in Walt Disney World. And of course, it was a submarine ride. They closed it in order to, well, it was closed for a long time, but they completely bulldozed the site in order to create New Fantasyland in 2012. But you guys remember when you would ride that ride, you would ride in a Nautilus. That was the submarine. And they have actually put a little reminder of the Nautilus in the Little Mermaid queue. There is a hidden Nautilus carved into the rocks here, which is really cool. Here are a few pictures of the Nautilus as it was in the Disney World original ride and as it is right now over in Tokyo Disney Sea. Here's what it actually looks like. So you can see it looks the same in that hidden Nautilus in the Little Mermaid queue. Now, over at Cinderella's carousel, I'm sorry, it's a Prince Charming Regal carousel now. This one, and this has never been confirmed by Disney, but many of us do believe that Cinderella's horse is on that carousel, and he is the one with the golden ribbon. So if you want to ride Cinderella's horse, be sure to find the one with the golden ribbon on the carousel. Heading over to Dinosaur in Animal Kingdom. We talked about this one before on the channel too. You'll remember that Dinosaur, of course, in all of Dino Land used to be sponsored by McDonald's. And now it hasn't been for years and years, and Disney and McDonald's have sort of parted ways. But Restaurantosaurus used to be a McDonald's. That was what they served, was McDonald's food over there. Anyway, in Dinosaur, because it was sponsored by McDonald's, they do have some pipes running through the loading area of Dinosaur. And the pipes are yellow, red, and white, and they actually represent mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard. And if you look, you will see the chemical makeup of mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard still printed on the pipes. And finally, we will head over to Splash Mountain. This is another one that Disney's never really confirmed, but it sure does sound like it's correct. When you're going through Splash Mountain, there will be a little gopher that will pop down from the ceiling, and it sounds almost like he's sneezing, but many people actually say that he's saying FSU, which is, of course, are the initials for Florida State University, that allegedly one of the Imagineers went to school there and wanted him to say FSU and sort of cheer for FSU each time someone went by. So listen yourself and let us know what you think. Do you think he's saying FSU? You should let us know in the comments. So there's a whole bunch of super fun Easter eggs in Disney World rides, and we can't wait to hear what you think. Let us know what Easter eggs you've seen, which ones you want us to cover in our next video. We know there's so many all over Walt Disney World. We can't wait to talk about some more. These videos are so much fun to revisit some of our favorite attractions and rides and show you guys some secret hidden things that maybe you didn't know about before. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.